So today we are looking at the Ubuntu 24.04.1. So this is the point update. So let me quickly boot it in the live boot. So the Canonical has announced the availability of a minor update to the Ubuntu 24.04 LTS series. So the 24.04.1 update features fixes of the year, which is like 2038 bugs or 2038 bugs on the ARM devices, along with the updates to the kernel and also systemd. And there is now an official upgrade path from Ubuntu 23.10 to 24.04.1. And about the Ubuntu 24.04 LTS, now it's supported for 5 years until June 2029, which is almost 5 years. So if you need like a long-term support, I recommend you to use the Ubuntu 22.04 LTS 5.5K until 24.04.1 is released. So users of Ubuntu 23.10 will be offered an automatic upgrade to 24.04 soon after the release. So users of Ubuntu 22.04 LTS, however, will be offered with the automatic upgrade when 24.04.1 LTS is released. So which is scheduled for the 15th of August. So Ubuntu 24.04 LTS now solves the year 2038 problems, which is 2038 problems that existed on ARM HF, which is 1.4K. So it's like more than 1,000 packages have been now updated and handle time using a 64-bit value rather than a 32-bit one. So it's making it possible to handle times up to 292 billion years in the future. So I'm running it on the virtual machine, which is VMware, not the VMware. I tried in the VMware, it completely has some issues in the VMware. So I'm trying right now in the virtual box. So I didn't choose any virtual disk for it. And also about the RAM, I'm using 8 GB of RAM and my CPU is i5 1240p. So if you ask about the system requirements of the Ubuntu, I'm going to give you a small information so in order to run a Ubuntu server supports various 64-bit architectures and 2-bit ARM. And that was the sound from my Ubuntu. So the architecture, you need a AMD 64-bit Intel or AMD, and ARM 64-bit ARM, ARM HF, which is 32-bit ARM, PPC 64EL 64-bit power, RISC-V 64, which is 64-bit RISC-V, and S390X 64-bit mainframe. And about the memory, you need to have a minimum RAM of 1024 MB, which is 1 GB, and the suggested minimum RAM to run is a 3 GB or more. And about the storage, you need to have a minimum storage of 5 GB for ISO install and minimum storage of 4 GB for cloud images. And the suggested minimum storage is a 25 GB and more. These are the system requirements of the Ubuntu server and Ubuntu. So let's get back to the video. So here you need to choose your language. So these are all the same things, but I'm going to do it for some of the new Linux comers or guys who is using Linux for first time. So first you need to choose your language. So I'm choosing the live boot and I'm going to change the display settings as soon as we try the live boot. Choose your language. There will be multiple languages. And about the accessibility in Ubuntu, you can customize according to your wish of the seeing and for the hearing. And when you scroll it down, you should be seeing also some additional things like a typing, pointing and clicking, and here is the zoom. So these are all the things you can customize here. So after everything, just click next and you can choose your keyboard layout here. So you can automatically detect, you can select your keyboard variant here, and also if you want, you can test your keyboard right here. So after everything, just click on next and connect to the internet. If you use a wired connection, you can do that. No Wi-Fi device detected because I'm using a virtual box. Do not connect to the internet. I'm going to use the wired connection. Click on next. So here you should be asking with what do you want to do with the Ubuntu. So if you want to install Ubuntu here, or else you can try Ubuntu. I'm going to choose the live boot first because it's always a good option to try it in the live boot first, then go with the installation if you're satisfied. So I'm going to close here and let everything get loaded. So in the VMware it was having some issues, I don't know why, but I'm going to run it on the VirtualBox. So before doing anything like a display setting changes and all those things, I'm going to show you the system monitor because I want to see how much of resource is it's going to consume as soon as you boot up. So these are all the process running right now as soon as you boot up. So there was like a minor hiccups here and there. So here is the RAM, here is the CPU. So it's pretty much consuming like a 30-40%. It will be a bit different on the bare metal because it's going to consume a bit less hardware resources in the bare metal when compared to the virtual boxes and also running on the RAM, which is live boot. So that you need to understand those things because of these things. The bare metal will be consuming a bit less. So you already know all those things. I'm going to show you about the system monitor. So this is not a major upgrade or anything. It's just a minor update. I'm going to show you all the release notes and all those things. So here we have all the resources. So let me change the display settings now. So here we have the resolution. Let me change it to 1920 into 1080, which is my monitor with a 16:9 ratio. I'm going to click on apply, keep changes. So here you can have the fractional scaling also. You can change your scale almost like a 125, 225, 175. So I'm going to just uncheck it or untoggle that thing, and I'm going to show you the about the system. Here is the system information. Here is the about. So the version we are right now using is Ubuntu 24.04.1. So this is the 0.1 LTS long-term support, and I'm using it on the VirtualBox, which I already mentioned. So I forgot that I'm using 64 GB of virtual disk. I didn't thought that I added the virtual disk when I was using in the like a 4 videos back. I didn't use, but I somehow added. So here is some of the information. Like I'm using 8 GB of RAM. The GNOME version we are getting is a 46. Windows system is X11. Windowing system is X11. Here is my disk space and all those information. So I'm going to close this and I'm going to put the system monitor here, and I'm going to show you all the release notes of the 24.04.1 LTS and about the 24.04 also. So let's open the Firefox web browser. So this is the default browser you get in the almost every Linux distro, but let's see. So the browser will take almost like a 15 seconds usually to launch, but let's see. So here we have the browser. Let's check the version first. So there is like a minor hiccups here and there, and also I'm going to make the Ubuntu video because all the point updates are also released in Ubuntu flavors like a Ubuntu, Lubuntu, Subuntu and all those things. I'm going to make the Ubuntu video today, but I'm going to make another Ubuntu flavors videos like a 2. So I will be posting 2 videos daily. So today will be Ubuntu and Kubuntu, tomorrow will be some Ubuntu different flavors. So let's go to the version of the Firefox. We are using a 129.0.2, which is the latest version of the Firefox. So let me close the about and let me type in about support. Hit enter. So here you should be seeing some of the information like a version, the browser name, the build ID. So here is the user agent. So just get all the information by pausing the video, or I'm going to point out the specific information. So you get the Linux kernel 6.8.0-41. So let's go to the Linux kernel website. Linux kernel and hit enter. And here is the link of the Linux kernel official website. So it says 6.8 will be available on the Ubuntu, but here are the latest information. So the stable version of the Linux kernel right now is 6.10.7, which is released on 29th August. And the long-term versions are right here, and the release candidate versions are right here. So you can get all the information from the official website. So let me close all those things. So the operating system theme is a Yaru. And when you scroll it down, you should be also seeing some additional information like memory size 7.8 GB, disk space 3.8 GB. So just scroll it down, you should be seeing some other information right here. So like a picture in picture and all the other information. Just scroll it down like this, and you should be seeing all the other information. So if you consider it as important, just pause the video and get some additional information like this one. And also when you scroll it down, you should be also seeing the window protocol, which is X11, which I already mentioned. Here is some other version information. So you just need to pause the video and read everything right here, because there is some important information like monitor resolutions and also some additional information. So I'm going to show you the release notes of the Ubuntu. So let me type all those things. So here is the release notes of the Ubuntu 24.04 LTS. So you just need to scroll it down. So new features. Here is the year 2038 support for the ARM HF architecture, and the kernel, which is 6.8, which I already showed you. So systemd version 255.4. So you should be getting all the information here. So support lifespan, so 5 years until June 2029, which I already mentioned in the beginning, and until 24.04.1 is released. So here is some of the information which I already mentioned. So here is the 24.04.1 change summary. So you should be getting the information here. You can just skip it from here. So let me go up. So you can click on this and it will take directly to the links, which is like official flavors, more information and known issues, new features in 24.04. So here we have the 24.04.1 update. So when you scroll it down, you should be seeing all those installation bug fixes and upgrade bug fixes and desktop fixes. You just need to scroll it down like this and you should be finding all those things. So there are plenty of things, the server and cloud related fixes. So it's like a lot of things here. You just need to scroll it down. So this is the link, HTTPS disclosure Ubuntu. I'm going to provide it in the description, so you don't need to worry about it. You can directly go to the information. So these are all the main things, like a net plan version 1.0, toolchain upgrades. So here are some of the information, security improvements. So you can directly go to the page and get all the information, because it's going to take a lot of time here, because this is just a minor upgrade. So I'm just going to show you the downloading process of the ISO file. So just type in like a ubuntu.com. Hit enter. And let's wait. So I'm using a VPN server. I thought I choose some slow speed server. Maybe that's the reason it should be a bit slow here. You can get the Ubuntu, the desktop, download Ubuntu desktop. So here is the guide for 24.04 and here is our version Ubuntu 24.04.1 LTS. So ISO file is 5.8 GB and the version will be 24.04.1 LTS. So you need to see the version before downloading. So when you scroll it down, you should be seeing what's new in this version. New desktop installer with support for auto install, new app center and firmware upgrade updater applications, GNOME 46 with a support for quarter screen tiling, advanced Active Directory, group policy objects, support for Ubuntu Pro users, experimental support for TPM backed full disk encryption and ZFS encryption. So LTS deep dive, which will take directly here. So you already know the 24.04 LTS. So you can get all the information by clicking here, and also the release notes. So about the system requirements, which you already mentioned, but I'm going to show you here. So you need to have like a 2 GHz dual core processor or better, and 4 GB of RAM in order to run the Ubuntu 24.4. 25 GB of a free hard drive space, either a USB port or a DVD drive for the installer media, and internet access will be helpful. So you need to have all those things in order to run this Linux distro. And you can install by seeing all these things, which is you first download the ISO image, create a bootable USB flash drive with the Beliana etcher or similar, boot your laptop or PC from USB flash drive. So in order to install, you just need all those things. So you can do that directly by running it on the live boot. You can choose first live boot, you can use it as a live boot, and you can install that thing. So about the information of the 24.04 LTS, here is the release note which I already mentioned. So you can do that, and in order to download, just click here and the ISO file will be downloaded. So let's wait for a few seconds, and here is your download should start automatically. If it doesn't, you can click download now. So it's still loading, so it's going to take a few seconds and our ISO file should be starting download. So I'm using a bit slow server. I don't know, I choose some wrong server I guess for the VPN. So here is our ISO file. So it's around like a 6 GB of ISO file. So I'm just going to close all those things and I'm going to type some commands and get some information. You already saw all those things, but I'm going to show you in the point update, so whether we have any changes or anything. So let's make it bigger, and let's change the color also so you can see everything properly. So the version of the terminal should be 3.52.0 for GNOME 46. So let me change the background color or the terminal color so you can see everything properly. Colors, GNOME Light. Let me type in INXI -SV8. So we need to install the INXI first, so let me do that. So it's going to take a few seconds or a minute, so I'm just going to wait until it's done its work. So here are some of the desktop features. You already know all the versions of the 24.04, so I'm just going to give you a glance of some of the desktop features. So let me install by clicking Y, and I'm going to install it. So here is some of the features. I'm using it on a laptop, so it shows like a 80%, and it's going to open Power Manager. So here is the sound output. You can change the style, which is a light theme or a dark theme. So I always prefer the light theme. And here is the power mode, balanced power saver. Here is the night light. Here is our screenshot, screen, window, all those things. And I think here is the setting and also the power options. Here you can change the volumes. So INXI is also installed. So here it says not charging because I fixed the charging to 80%. It doesn't go up to 100%. So I done some things in my laptop. So I'm going to just close these settings. And let me type in INXI-SV8 to get some distro information. Hit enter, and here we should be having all the information of the distribution. So I'm going to go through all those things because some of the viewers may not seen the video of 24.04, but here is the information. So host, it says as a Ubuntu. Kernel version you get is a 6.8.0-41 generic, 64-bit, and the compiler GCC version is 13.2.0. And the GNOME, about the desktop environment, we are getting the GNOME 46.0. GTK version you are getting is 3.24.41, and GDM3 version is 46.0. Distro it says as Ubuntu 24.04.1, which is LTS. I already showed you how many years of it's going to support. And about the machine, it says as a VirtualBox, which I already mentioned in the beginning that I'm running it on the VirtualBox because my VMware was having some issues just for this Ubuntu ISO file, but I was doing all those previous videos on my VMware, but for some reason it completely lagged, and so it was doing some random things, so I just using in the VirtualBox instead of VMware. So here is the battery information. Here is the system RAM, which I already mentioned that I'm using 8 GB of RAM for the virtual machine or the VirtualBox. So available is like a 7.76 GB, using is 1.8 GB. Here it says 2 GB, which is correct because 1.8 is 2.0 GB. Here is PCI slots. I'm using a 12th gen i5 1240p, which I already mentioned in the beginning. So just need to scroll it down. So this is some CPU and vulnerabilities. So just ignore all those things. If you consider it as important, just pause the video and read everything. So when you go to the graphics information, here is some of the information like a VMWGFX version will be 2.20.0, and here is like a display X11 server XORG version 21.1.11 with the XVLAN version 23.2.6. and here is the display resolutions and also the monitor resolutions available right here. So just scroll it down and you should be seeing the EGL version 1.5 and Mesa version 24.0.9 and LLVM pipe OpenGL version 4.5. So you should be seeing some additional information. If I forgot anything, just pause the video and read everything, because I'm sitting far away from the monitor, so that's the reason. ELSA version you are getting right here, and Pipewire version you are getting is 1.0.5, and here is some other information. So if you consider important, you can read it everything here. So here is the network, Bluetooth, drives, all the important information. So I'm just going to give you the specific information, not everything, because it's going to make a video lengthy. I just don't want to make my video way lengthy, because if you cover all those things, it's going to make like a 1.5 hour, 2 hours video. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep as short as possible. So process running right now is 199, uptime is 21 minutes. And here is the other information, like a systemd version is 255 and shell bash version is 5.2.21, INXI version is 3.3.34. So let me type in cat /etc/issue. So it says Ubuntu 24.04.1 LTS, which we are using right now. So let me type in INXI. So these are all the same commands, just in a short form. So it's better to type in INXI-SV to get all the information instead of these short forms. But I'm going to show you because some of the viewers need the specific part. INXI-b, INXI-F, INXI-G. And now let's try the NeoFetch. So NeoFetch is not pre-installed, just copy this command, or you can just type in like a sudo apt install NeoFetch, and it's going to take a few seconds and the NeoFetch will be installed. So you just need to type Y, because some of the viewers want complete information. So I'm trying to give all the information in a short video, but let's see how much of the video is going to take. So usually even covering everything, it's going to take like a 25 plus minutes or maybe like a 20 plus minutes. So let's try to give all the information. I don't want to cut I don't want to trim anything, because I want to give you the complete information. I don't want to give some false information. I just want to give you the exact things what I'm doing right here. So the NeoFetch is pre-installed, not pre-installed, we are installed now. Now let's click NeoFetch. So here is complete information. Uptime 26 minutes, packages 1849 dpkg, 12 snap, shell bash version which I already mentioned, Mutter, Advaita, Yaru, the GNOME terminal, the CPU, GPU, and also the memory. You can see all those things. So let's try the htop. So you can copy and do the desktop the same way, which we already done everything like a NeoFetch and INXI. So the desktop, it's going to take like just a few seconds. So let's try to install the desktop because I don't want to miss anything. So the desktop will be installed in a few seconds, and let's try the desktop. So here is the desktop. So let's close it, and I'm going to show you the installation. So double click on the installer, and you should be seeing the installer in a few seconds. So CPU is pretty much right in front of you, and the RAM also. So it's clearly up to you to judge whether to use the Ubuntu like other, or you can use the other Ubuntu flavors. So there was a sound from the Ubuntu, which is a notification sound. So choose your language, which I already showed you in the beginning, but I'm just going to skip all those things and go to the wherever we stopped. So how would you like to install Ubuntu? Interactive installation or automated installation? So I'm going to choose interactive. Click next. What apps would you like to install to start with? So default, if you want default, you can go with the default. If you want the extended selection, you can go with the extended. So just the essentials like a web browser and basic utilities. An offline friendly selection of office tools, utilities and web browser. I'm going to go with the extended selection. So install recommended proprietary software. Install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. Download and install support for additional media formats. Click next. So if you want, you can check this, or else you can uncheck it. It's clearly up to you. And how would you want to install Ubuntu? So if you want to erase, so it's going to have like these options. And if you want to go with the manual partitioning, so if you don't know how to install the Linux distro, or if you are a newcomer to the Linux, then you need to watch some tutorials on how to install the Linux distros on the virtual disk or the hard disk, whatever the installation drive. So you need to watch tutorials like 2 or 3 videos with 2-3 minutes duration. So I already have videos, but I never made a specific tutorials of installation. So that's the reason I don't have any videos, but I installed in every Linux distros, like most of the distros, because I cover like 3000 videos of every Linux distros. So I don't really recommend my videos because of for the installation, because my videos will be a bit lengthy also, because I will be covering like new features, things, kernels and all those things. So it's going to be a bit more lengthy. So I don't want you to get bored just for the installation. You don't need to watch complete video. So it's better to watch some short videos in the YouTube, because some of other viewers are also, some of other YouTube channels have also the tutorials videos. You can watch those videos. So you choose whatever you want here, and here you can create your user account, which is pretty much same. Like you need to add your username and also the computer name, your username again, and password. You can provide the password in both the boxes. If you want to require my password to log in, just check it or uncheck it. It's clearly up to you. So after clicking on next, there will be some summary and installation. And the installation will be taking like 20 to 25 minutes, depends on your PC. If you have like a high-end PC, it's going to be very quick, and if you have like a low-end PC, it's going to be a bit more, it's going to be taking a bit more time there. And also it depends on the whether the ISO file is stable or not. So if you downloaded the stable ISO file, the installation without errors, it's going to be installed without any issues. 99% of the time it will be without any issues. But if you downloaded the unstable version or a stable development version, it's going to be having, sometimes there will be like issues like a screen will be frozen, and also like a not responding things, and these all of the things will happen in a rare cases. So let's get back to the video. So let's see what pre-installed applications you get from the Ubuntu, which is same from the older versions. So there is nothing here, just some basic applications. There is no bloatware or anything. So you already know how Ubuntu has applications, so you don't get any bloatware or anything. So I'm going to show you what applications version you have here. So I'm going to open some random applications like a Thunderbird file manager. We already saw the browser. And also I'm going to do a stress test that I usually do in every of my video, that I'm going to open a bunch of applications to see how much of resources it's going to take. and also whether we find any like a bugs or crashes, or maybe like a not responding things will pop up sometimes. So I'm going to do a stress test for a normal user, because a normal user will be using like a 4 to 5 applications at a time. So that's the reason this test will be conducting in every video. So I'm going to open a bunch of applications. So that remember, you need to remember that I'm using 8 GB of RAM in the virtual machine, and also I have the latest CPU, which is i5 1240p. So we already have like 4 applications. Let me try to open a few more. Let's even open the software center or the app center. So here we have the workspaces. You can change the workspaces. You already know all those things. So let's check the system monitor now. So every application is pretty much opened already. So let's see how much of resource it's consuming. And also you should be seeing some minor hiccups here and there. So it's consuming 2.9 GB of RAM, cache is like a 6.2 GB. And about the CPU, it's pretty much under 50%. And RAM is like a 2.9 GB. Let's go to the process. So here are all the processes running right now. Here are the resources. Here are the file system. So I'm going to provide some additional information in the description about the 24.04.1 update, but I already gave all the information because this is not a major upgrade, it's just a minor upgrade in my point of view. But I'm going to give you all the information in the description. I already showed all those things, and also the websites of the Ubuntu, and also the downloading process. I pretty much covered everything, but if you think I forgot anything, I'm going to put all the information in the description. And also if I forget anything in the description, do let me know in the comment section, so it will be helpful for other viewers also. So these are all the resources right now after opening all the applications. So it's pretty much stable right now. There is no applications running in the background. So none of the application is going to be opened. So we are stable now. So I'm going to try to switch the applications to see whether there will be any lag or anything. So as you can see, I don't see any lag. So I accidentally opened the Firefox web browser. So let's see. So there is no lag. I can switch easily, and also there is no bugs or issues. There is like a minor hiccups. Maybe that's because of the virtual machines, but it should be working properly on the bare metal. And if you are trying, or if you are already using the Ubuntu 24 version, do let me know in the comment section how it's performing, and also let me know what are your system requirements. So tell me about your PC, that what is your hardware specs, and is it running smoothly, or there is like any lag or anything like that. So let's check some applications information, and we're going to end the video. Here you have the 46.0. And I forgot that desktop backgrounds and all those things. I'm going to show you the settings, and I'm going to end the video there. I forgot the settings, so I'm going to show you the settings also. So the LibreOffice version you are seeing right now is 24.2.5.2. This is the version you get in the Ubuntu 24. So let's close it. Let's see the Thunderbird version. It should be like a Supernova, I guess. So it's a Nebula, which is a latest version, which is 128.1.0 ESR 64-bit. So you get the latest applications in the latest version of Ubuntu. So here you can manage, you already know all those things, so I'm just going to show you some basic things here. You can update all. So here you have the update of 78 MB. Here is the about of the version, which is 1.0.0. You can go to the Explore, you can find any applications here. You can install the latest or a stable version. You can click install here. You can manage. You can search the applications. You can go to the featured productivity. You can change relevance to the alphabets. You can customize all those things. So here you have the latest Chromium browser version. So you already saw all those things, so I'm just going to close. And you can customize all the file manager 46.2 version. You can change the preference. you can customize your shortcuts and all those things. So you already know how to do all those things, so I'm just going to close this. So we pretty much closed all those things. Let's open the browser. I already showed you the browser version also. So here is the version. So at the end of the video, so I forgot to show you the settings like wallpapers and all those things. Let me show you that, and I'm going to end the video. So here is our date and time, which we already saw in all the versions. So let me make it bigger. So here is the powers, network, Bluetooth. I don't have a Bluetooth here. Displays already shown. The sound, customize according to your wish. Power, tasking, add spaces. You can customize all those switchings like app switching, multi-monitor, workspace on all display. Here is the appearance, which I already showed you, the light theme and dark theme, and also you can change the colors. I'm going to change the color, and here you already have the wallpaper. So there is no new wallpapers in this version because we already saw the new wallpapers in the 24.04. So this is just a point update which is already mentioned what are the changes. I'm going to give you a small information in the description, but you need to go to the official website and get all the changes if you want to see what are the changes. You can change you can see all those things in the official website. I'm going to give you the link in the description. So here is the Ubuntu desktop. You can customize the desktop. Here are the apps, the notifications, search, online accounts, sharing, mouse and touchpad. You can customize according to your wish. Mouse acceleration, you can keep it to natural and traditional. So you can customize all those things. You can test your settings. Here is the keyboard. So there is literally no change or anything. So some of the viewers may think there will be some changes, but here are nothing. So that's the reason I'm showing you everything. So here is the accessibility, which I already showed you in the beginning. Here is the privacy and security. Always turn off the location and camera and all those things. Just turn it on when you want, and other time you just need to turn it off because it's better. You need to keep all those things in privacy. So here you can go to the software updates. I already showed you the about information of the system details. So the version I'm using is 0.1. So let's get back and go to the software updates. So let's wait until it's going to load up. So at the end of the video, the RAM is almost 2.5 GB and cache is like 5.9 GB. So here it's checking for the updates. It's going to take a few seconds and we should be having some information. If we don't have anything, so it's going to say no updates needed or something like that. So let it load properly. I'm just going to close the settings. So you can customize your wallpapers, loading software list. So I think it's going to take a bit of time here. And also you should be seeing the installer right here. So people who thinks we need to install the Ubuntu first and we need to try it, no, that's not the case. You can install by using the libboot first, and also you can install it here. Just double click and install the Linux distro or the Ubuntu Linux distro. If you don't know how to do it, you just need to watch tutorials. So here are everything which is up to date. So I showed all the applications updates and all those things which are up to date. You get the Thunderbird latest version, you get the Firefox web browser latest version. So you get all the latest applications versions, and also here are the resources at the end of the video. So it's clearly up to you to upgrade or not. So you decide. I'm not going to say anything. So it's your PC, you need to be responsible. So that's the main objective of my channel. Everything is your decision. I'm just going to say what are the changes, and I'm going to share my thoughts on how it's going to work on my PC. So it should be a bit different on your PC because of the hardware specs we are using. So if you have higher end PC, you should be the Linux distro will be running smoothly, because some Linux distros need like 8 GB of RAM and like 50-60 GB of hard disk, the monitor like 1366 or 1920, all those things. So you know all those things. So at the end of the video, these are all the resources, and I'm going to show you the logout screen, and I'm going to end the video there. And also there will be a video today of Ubuntu 24.04.1 LTS. If you want to check that out, there will be a video after this video is posted. There will be like 4 or 5 hours of difference, and you should be seeing 2 videos today. So these are all the information, and I'm going to shut it down. Thanks for watching. Peace out.